Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. We've got a big match for you here today. This time we are playing against Suzhou Dongwu. I was incorrect last time. Our Chinese FA Cup game will not be today. That'll be tomorrow. We are playing on the road against Suzhou Dongwu. Now, if you've never been to Suzhou, you don't know where it is. Suzhou is in Jiangsu Province in China and is probably one of my favorite cities in China. I don't like it quite as much as I like Yanji, but that's because I'm a little bit crazy like that. Suzhou is very, very nice. It's got a whole bunch of water that goes in through the city, a series of canals. It's sort of the Venice of the East is what they call it. And Suzhou is also one of those historic cities of much importance in China, including the location for many of the great Chinese poets of the past. I'm thinking specifically of Su Dongbo. And also historically, for those of you who may not be married, Suzhou is historically and classically thought of as the land of all the very pretty Chinese girls. So, you might always go over there and check that out if you get the chance and if COVID ever ends over in that part of the world. Unfortunately, though, for Suzhou, they don't have very good football. And as you can see by this very sparse attendance at this match, not very many people are paying much attention, at least in this version of the universe. And we get the ball here at kickoff, and it's Lazo with it over to Shui Xiaopeng. We've got a bunch of the kids in here today. Cheng Binmin over to Li Min, and Li Min ends up giving up possession. But never fear, I'm sure we'll win it right back right away. And let's see if we can get this back here on defense, and it's knocked over to Joao Leonardo. And Liu Xiaoziyang makes the save and just somehow barely is able to keep the ball out of the goal. I'm not so sure. I think that one actually crossed the line. Dicko Ng here with it on offense as we attack. Dicko Ng back to Ding Yuchi, who tries a shot from range from the middle of nowhere. And that one, of course, is nowhere near going in. Maybe they should give us 2 points if we score from out there. Yan Kun kicks over to Ding Yuchi. Ding Yuchi back to Yan Kun, over to Shui Xiaopeng. Shui Xiaopeng over to Lazo, and Lazo forward to Li Min. Li Min up to Pak Myung-sung. That's a little bit more like it, guys. Pak Myung-sung forward, looking for Li Chang. Instead, it goes to Dicko Ng, who has a shot that is saved and another shot that hits off the woodwork. And there's a little bit of a call from perhaps a penalty here. There's perhaps a foul. It's Li Chang who is making his second start for us, who I think was fouled there as he was trying to pick up that cross. Unfortunately for us, so nothing is called. It says an attendance of about 2,500 there, which is part of the problem with how these stadiums are animated, as Li Min's looking for that one, can't quite find it. Pak Myung-sung now to Shui Xiaopeng, and Ding Yuchi has a shot, and that forces the save from Chen Zhao. There's no 2,500 people here, at least not in this rendition of the stadium. It looks like about 50. And unfortunately, we're not able to get ahead on that one. We have a corner from the other side. Li Min goes back to take this one. Forward, looking for Cheng Binmin, and it's in. Cheng Binmin gets the goal, coming from the outside and heading that one forward. That is his first goal for Yanbian FC, I believe. At least it's his first this season. I don't remember if he had one last season or not. I'm sure all of the channel historians will be able to go back and figure that one out. Very nicely done, and we finally score from one of those corners. I feel like we've missed a whole bunch of them as we've gone along. It's Suzhou here with the throw, and they throw it up and knock it forward back to Lazo, and he grabs it over to Shui Xiaopeng, and then to Pak Myung-sung, back to Lazo, over to Ding Yuchi now, and over to Dicko Ng. He looks and finds Li Chang, and Li Chang plays that one incorrectly, kind of plays it backwards almost. Ding Yuchi with it now over for Li Min, and that one unfortunately is won back by the Suzhou fullback, and the keeper has it and knocks it over to Pak Myung-sung now to Shui Xiaopeng again. As we maintain possession, Pak Myung-sung over to Li Min. Li Min looks forward over to Dicko Ng, and that should have been a goal. Dicko Ng, I think, has hit the crossbar 3 times so far today, and there's a shot from range from whoever that was, and that was, again, ill-advised. Dicko Ng should have scored this one. And, it's, I don't know, not a very well-timed header, I suppose, in his part, which is why it was a little bit too high. And this shot is absolutely ridiculous. Thank you, Ding Yuchi, for your attempt, but you might want to take it in a little bit closer next time. Ding Yuchi this time looking for Li Chang, finds him. Li Chang finally gets the ball and knocks it back and is back with Ding Yuchi again. And he has a shot from a little bit closer. That's more like what we want to see. 1-0 so far in the early going for Yanbian FC, and we're fighting through the drizzle and for the little bit of cool temperature we have. It is November after all. Chen Zhao able to make the save off of that header, and that wasn't too bad coming in from the throw. It was Ployman here with the cross looking for Dicko Ng, and Dicko Ng's header just has not been able to connect so far today. It's okay. Only goal so far is that one from Chung Binbin, who hasn't played much this season because of his injury. Li Min wins this one back. Very well done. And back to Pak Myung-sung, over to Shui Xiaopeng. Shui Xiaopeng dekes, fakes, looks forward a little bit. Back to Ding Yuchi. Ding Yuchi now takes another one of those shots, and that one hits again off the woodwork and goes out. That really wasn't that close to being a goal, but I guess if he really thinks he can bend it like Beckham from back there, we might as well let him try. We're going to go to halftime here with the 1-0 advantage, I think, unless something dramatic happens. Deployment is double-teamed, and we win the ball back once again. Ding Yuchi with it over to Pak Myung-sung. Pak Myung-sung looking for it, and there's the cross to Dick Oeng, and Dick Oeng just doesn't get there in time, which is unfortunate. Bad play by him. Ployman now looking for Chung Binbin, who has it in for another header. Second header of the game, second goal of the season. How about that? He was injured for a while. There was a little message down here that popped up. You probably missed it. He was injured. He's come back from injury, and he's looking pretty good, looking like he belongs in this league now finally. And that would be a very, very welcome development because it means that we can rest some of the big boys, you know, the Montas and the Delphis and stuff like that. And that was a very, very impressive goal. He beat two different defenders to that one, and all I did was get a little bit of a nod on it, and he says, hey, Jakob, this is how you do it, and hopefully Dick Oeng will be able to learn from him. We have had a lot of shots on goal so far, and everybody looks like they're playing well. Let's keep these guys out there, see what else they can do. What we could really use is a match without a lot of substitutions so we can make sure we can keep the other guys rested for our big match tomorrow against Tianjin. Not that this one's not important. I do want to win. But, the Tianjin match is a little bit more important because there's no tomorrow in that competition. Pak Myung-sung with it over to Li Min. Li Min takes it forward himself, looking up for Dick Oeng, finds him, Dick Oeng, in a crossing position, and he fakes his way through and crosses it forward to Li Chang, who scores the easy goal. And that's 3-0 Yanbian FC. I tell you, Li Chang, this guy is great, and he's going to be one of these players that stays with us for quite some time. We have a number of really, really good strikers, if you haven't noticed so far. Dick Oeng in an excellent, excellent position, and then he just does a little bit of pass back, and here you go, son. And Li Chang, I don't remember if he's 16 or 17. Doesn't really matter, though. He'll score no matter what age he is. And that's not bad. Not bad at all. 3-0 Yanbian FC. I can live with that. Suzhou now have a corner, which is a rare event. They have a rare chance on a shot, and we're not very good at defending these quarters. And fortunately, we are able to defend it this time as Pak Myung-sung is able to get his head onto that one. Liu Hao now takes it himself, and I don't know what he's shooting at, but it missed by a long range. I don't know how, if you have the ball with point-blank range like that, I don't know how you can miss it that badly. You know, it's just, anyway. Hard to imagine, hard to understand. Ployman now over to Dick Oeng. Dick Oeng does a fake, does another fake, back to Ding Yuchi now. Ding Yuchi doesn't have that much by way of skills, and he's beaten for pace, but Ployman is able to get it back. Yenquin now over to Ployman again. Ployman looking to see what he can do. He's going to move it forward a little bit, try to cross, and there is the cross, looking for Li Min. Li Min, it's missed, but then Li Min kicks it over to Chung Binbin, who has a hat trick. He's onside. They're not going to call this one offside, I'm pretty certain. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I'd be really surprised. I'm pretty sure that Chung Binbin was back before that was passed to him, and yeah, it's awarded. 4-0 Yanbian FC. Hat trick here for Chung Binbin before we're even an hour into the match, and that's the sort of match this one has been. Li Min plays that one well and then just sort of stands back for a second, waits for the defender to have a poor first touch, passes it over to Chung Binbin, and that's a goal any day of the week. That was always going to be a goal. Everybody playing well except for Ding Yuchi, who keeps shooting the ball from range like it's going out of style. Li Min ends up winning this one back. Ding Yuchi now to Yenquin to Shui Xiaopeng over to Lazzo. Lazzo back to Ployman. We'll slow it up a little bit. Ployman, and he knocks this one forward, looking for Li Min. It just barely stays in bounds. Li Min with it now over to Shui Xiaopeng. Shui Xiaopeng, and he shoots that one from range, and I guess that's part of this tactic. You got to have those defensive midfielders shoot from range like, they know what's up. And we need to have defensive midfielders who can shoot a little bit better than that. Dick Oeng now looks forward for Chung Binbin, and he's going to get there. Oh, no, he just barely is beaten by the defender, but the Suzhou defenders look like they didn't know where the ball was. Nobody wanted to go for it. Ding Yuchi now with the pass over, looking for Li Min. It's a poor pass. Ding Yuchi not having a very good game so far. Pak Myung-sung tries to win this one back. Unfortunately, he's unable to, and this Zhu Shifeng is pretty fast. And here comes Yoshao Tsuyang from nowhere to grab onto that cross so that he doesn't have to face a shot. He doesn't want to have any shots, let alone give up any goals. Ployman now with it, takes it up the left side. Ployman by himself over to Ding Yuchi. Ding Yuchi back to Ployman. Ployman will pass this one back to Yenquin, and Yenquin has it now. Moves slowly up to Ding Yuchi. Ding Yuchi looks forward for Dick Oeng, and this is going to be a goal for Jakob, and he gets it, and that's the way you do it. If Jakob Dick Oeng would stop trying to head it in and just bring the ball down and kick it, he'd score. Pretty good job here. Ding Yuchur, I think, really sort of makes this play, with his very, very good forward-looking pass. He gets the assist. Dicko Ng gets the goal, and that means that we should have everybody in the green as far as match rating is concerned, and everyone is in the green. And that's not too bad at all. Chung Bingbing only with a 9.3 despite having a hat trick so far. I don't know what LT needs to do. Lotso with it over to Pak Myung-sung to Shui Xiaopeng. Back to Lotso over to Yang Kun. Yang Kun over to Ding Yuchur. Ding Yuchur walks it forward, runs a little bit over to Dicko Ng. Dicko Ng looking for Chung Bingbing over to Li Qiang, and that should have been a goal, but he was offside. That's a pretty good call. But that's one of those ways, I guess, you can get that 10.0 rating. 5-0 Yanbian FC. Ployman decides to let the defender have this one, and Shui Xiaopeng now is going to win this one back, and Shui Xiaopeng will take it up himself. Takes it himself and looks forward, finds Li Qiang. Li Qiang with the shot, and that one hits off the top bar, hits off the side bar, and sort of rattles out, like you're playing pinball. 5-0 still Yanbian FC, and we're doing all right. XG of just a little bit under 3, so we've had some good luck with our shots so far, especially with those headers from Chung Bingbing. And I'm trying not to use any of our other players. Like I said, we want to try to keep the starters on as long as we can here, so that we can make sure that the other guys are rested up for the real big one. Pak Myung-sung, unfortunately, is probably not our best right back, but he's definitely good enough to start in the team. We're going to have a Brefa there playing right back tomorrow, which is why we're going to keep Pak Myung-sung in, even though he's feeling tired. Li Min now with the corner. Li Min passes this one up, looking for Yang Kun, and that one is knocked backwards. It'll be another corner from Li Min. We'll try this one again. Let's see if we can get another goal. Li Min winds up and fires, and looking for Pak Myung-sung, and just can't quite get that head on top of it. And now this, I suppose, is some kind of counterattack, but it's going really, really slowly. I mean, this is like a turtle race counterattack. And let's see what highlight this one is here. This is probably, this is a highlight of Chung Bingbing with that shot that Chen Zhao just barely was able to save. And that would have given him the 10.0 rating if he could have scored that. But it's not going to really matter here in the end. Yanbian's going to win this match. Looks like 5-0 is probably going to be the final score unless we do something dramatic here. Li Qiang looking for it, can't quite get it. It's with Yang Kun over to Ding Yuchur, back to Ployman. Ployman will just sort of walk this one up slowly over to Shui Xiaopeng, now to Chung Bingbing. Chung Bingbing, and he moves forward with not much emergency, and looking for Li Min, can't quite get it to him, and this is going to be probably the final kick of the game coming up here in about 10 seconds. And kind of an odd extended highlight here at the end because nobody really had much of a shot. Lotso was able to get it back over to Li Min. And he plays with it over to Pak Myung-sung, and that's the end. And we have won again. Suzhou is a beautiful place with some pretty girls and a lot of very nice water, a lot of nice feng shui if you're into that stuff. But not much nice football, but it's all right. When Yanbian come around, we bring the football with us. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll have a lot of fun then. Talk to you then. Bye.